Hey there, Derek here from Pacific Coast Auto in Japan. Here we're looking at a Mark II, the JZX90. This one here done up like a drift car, possibly a previous drift car. One JZ engine in it, that's the twin turbo inline 6-cylinder 2.5 liter engine. Of course, one of my favorites, one of everybody's favorites. Now the mileage on this one is unknown, but the engine works really well. The chassis looks good. The vehicle has some cool modifications. Looks great. Usually drift cars are in pretty bad condition by the time that they end up selling them. This one not the case. So a big win on that. Also, we got this for a lot less than I thought it would go for. Now, I can't really say the price, but I'm considering this, and I'm sorry to say, this is a coronavirus special, because this week is the week that everybody's thinking about it. Prices this week have been down as fewer people are buying cars. This definitely sold for like a couple $1,000s less than I thought it would have sold for, even at its lowest possible price at auction. I'm going to switch off the engine here. That guy was parked in my spot, and so I'm further down the street than usual. Okay, so yes, bought from auction for export to the USA under the 25-year rule. These JZX90s are still popular here in Japan for drift cars because of reliability and a long wheelbase, plus lots of power you can get out of these 1JZ engines, which is the little brother to the 2J. Now this one has a few modifications. First off, timing belt was changed in 2007 at 66,000 kilometers. The odometer shows 240,000 kilometers, but it is unknown mileage beyond that as well because it's not an original gauge set in there. I'm guessing it's not the same engine in here, because if it were more than 240,000, it might not run as well as it does now, especially knowing that it has been a drift car. Now, looking at the turbos, I don't know if they have been changed. It's a CT12A turbo. I'm not sure if that's the original. I don't know the original in these. It has custom piping made for the intakes here. Also, custom heat shield and custom hole in the bumper with chicken wire that basically goes into where the air filters are. And the stock air box here that goes in through the grill. Okay. So, aftermarket radiator. This, I believe, is the original oil cooler. Front mount intercooler. Also, plate has been moved to being mounted here, so that doesn't block your intercooler. Strut tower bar that goes against the firewall. Blitz adjustable suspension in dampening and height. A neat little thing on the dipstick here. A lot of times people just zip tie it on. That's a really nice little modification. And then it has a boost controller here. This one actually is for the boost gauge. Over here is the boost controller stuff. Extra piping for your boost controller. Blow off valve. I'm sure there's going to be other things that I've missed too. It has anodized braided lines for the heater. Okay. So let's lower this. It doesn't have a stay. What's the English word for stay? Stand? Prop. That's the right word. I'm not going to mess around with those one-handed, or I will fail. Okay, so I'll go over the auction inspection sheet in just a second, but for now, this is what the car looks like. It's very typical of a drift car, with the very aggressive wheels, very vibrant paint job. Has carbon fiber hood and trunk. Interior's done up with some cool stuff. I'll get into that in just a sec. So let's go and translate the auction sheet. And if this part here bores you of translating this sheet into English, skip ahead, because this one has a lot of comments for the modifications that are on it. Okay. So it's the 94 Mark II Tourer V. Now the Mark II, the Chaser, and the Cresta are all the same car, basically. They've changed their scuff plates to Chaser plates, and that's on all four. Okay, it's an auction rated RA. That's a minor accident that has been repaired. And a lot of drift cars come into the auction with lots and lots of repairs done to it. This one doesn't seem so bad. Not bad at all. Interior C, I would say that that's being a little bit hard on it. I think it's better than that. 246.26 kilometers, unknown mileage on it. 5-speed manual, but it is... Stop it! It's not even that windy today. The just don't have my clipboard. Original automatic changed to manual. And it beeps when you go in reverse. So the gauge set is a 320 km/h TRD unit. There's a bride seat, full bucket for the driver, and passenger is a semi-bucket. Blitz adjustable suspension, HPI dual front pipe. Oh, you might have seen in the engine bay, the coil packs have been converted to a different car's coil pack. I don't know which one though. Apex I exhaust, HKS intercooler, blow-off valve, that's also HKS. SARD aluminum radiator. Aftermarket air intake. Aftermarket hood, trunk, aero parts, and 18-inch wheels. Has injectors from a 2JZ engine, so that allows you to get more fuel or more boost, more power. Large volume fuel pump. CPU ROM has been tuned. JZA90 throttle body. TRC lamp and TRC and ABS have been removed. Aftermarket steering wheel. The power steering doesn't work very well unless you're revving the engine. Various modifications to see in person for details. Okay, they didn't mention on here that it has Toyota Supra brakes. That's kind of special. Supra, big brakes from the Mark IV Supra, and that's on front and rear. And so if you heard the price that we paid for this one, you might laugh because, well, I can't say. I was going to say something like the brakes cost about the same as the car cost, but I don't actually know how much those brakes cost. It's probably somewhere about the same. But you can only get a deal like this when there's a coronavirus scare, and so it's probably the party's over for everybody. Color change to orange. Okay, this is the report of the damages. So seat, cigarette burn. Interior parts have been customized or changed. They actually wrapped the door cards in bride seat fabric, which is very cool. Interior dirty and wear. Of course, floor support bar has been installed. That's after the or behind the front seats. Core support has been replaced. Left to right front inner panel dented. Front area has lots and lots of rock chips. I'm just going to show you this now because, wow, that's a lot of rock chips. What are you doing? Rallying? Parallel drifting on a rally course? Maybe. Okay, fender edges bent. Obviously. Okay. What else we got? Aftermarket door mirrors, tail lights, wheels and door mirrors are scratched. Floor carpet is ripped and modified, or cut and modified, pardon me. And that's cut and modified to put the center bar in. And exterior paint uneven and wavy. Windshield crack, peeling paint on the hood, lots of A3 big scratches on the front bumper, paint fade on the roof and paint fade on the back fender. And some scratches on the rear bumper, A2. Okay, look at this. Those rock chips on the front also got the windshield. Yeah. Okay, so let's walk around the car so you can see it from all different angles. I can't believe we're already at 8 minutes, but when we have that much to translate, then it takes longer to translate that much. Okay. It also takes longer to translate those when we're selling them. Maybe that's why we shy away from drift cars so much. Because think about it, like it takes our translators probably about 15 minutes to translate something like that. If I'm doing it, I can usually do it faster than other people because a lot of those parts I know pretty well. But like tuner parts can be very difficult to translate for somebody who isn't a car person. You're not going to find too many car people that know Japanese and English to translate. And so it becomes quite a burden to translate highly modified cars. I actually did the full translation of this one for the buyer. I remember doing it. I did it at my house because I'm staying at home due to the pandemic. And my wife had to help me with one of the lines, the one about the power steering. Okay. So the hood and the trunk are carbon fiber. Now, you can't see it because the sun is not shining on it, but there's sparkle paint in the carbon fiber. You might be able to see it more on the trunk. I know I could when I was looking at it earlier. I don't know, you can't really see it. But there's like a clear coat sparkle in there. And when the sun shines, you can see it a lot. It's cool. Okay. Now the paint seems to chip pretty easily. That would be a little bit of a concern. Otherwise, it looks okay to me. As far as metallic color change paint goes, I like the color. I think it looks really good with this car, especially with the darker hood. Now the hood has some peeling on the outside here and up here. It's basically all the way around. Hood pins are rusty. There's some peeling on this grille. These lights actually light up. It's cool, and these are aftermarket. Okay, there's the door mirrors, also with plenty of rock chips. Okay, there's an ouchie there. Some paint fade here. Scratch here. There are a few scratches here and there. I got pictures of them. Here's the paint fade on the side that they were talking about. Also up here. And there's on the roof is at the back here. And at the front here. Okay, it's an aftermarket lip on the back here. There's the Apex exhaust. It looks to be somewhat new-ish, quite loud. Love the look of these cars. Like this. They're actually a lot smaller in person than they look like. I've always kind of thought these are like 5 Series size. To be honest, it's more like halfway between 3 Series, 5 Series, or maybe not. It's narrow and long. And so it makes for an odd shape. So all the door cards are done like this. That's really cool. You can buy this fabric and then you can do that yourself if you wanted, but it's all done really well. It's not coming out anywhere. This is nice and soft, so there's like extra foam that had been put in for it. Very cool. Chaser, but not a chaser. It's a Mark II. Actually, let me take a look at the headlights. Yeah, so it's still running the Mark II headlights, so that's weird that it has chaser door inserts. Okay, here's the door, or the floor bar. This is really cool. It's basically like a hood strut bar, or wait, what am I saying? The strut bar for the front here. Oftentimes you'll see a strut bar in the back here. You very rarely find one in the middle of the car like this. I think it's cool. Seats here, no cage, clean seats. This is absolutely the type of car that you could use as a street car. There's a rear strut bar as well. You don't see parts like that very often. It's cool. Okay, I'll come back to the interior there in just a second. This has been changed to orange, as well as those ones up there. Smells a lot like Japanese air freshener, and Japanese air freshener has a very unique smell to it. And so it's going to smell like a Yakuza's car. The car has a bunch of this on it. I don't know why people do that. I think it's like supposedly to get static buildup out of the car. I think it's just I think it's a hoax. I don't think that would get any static out, because how would it get out? I don't know. Maybe I'm wrong. Okay, interior lights have all been changed, so it's cool. That's LEDs there. I'm actually going to put this into accessories so that you can see here. All the AC lights have been changed to red LEDs, which is very cool. So there's Defi gauges there, all the gauges that you need. And then boost right here, which is a stupid place to put boost if you care about your tachometer. I guess you can see the tachometer. Let's have a look. Yeah, so from here, you'd be able to see it in the important ranges. I just don't want boost here. You very rarely ever need to know if you're boosting unless something's going wrong. In which case it's okay to just look at it off to the side. I would rather have like the temperatures close to the steering wheel, because if you are actually racing, those are pretty important. Maybe your most important, I would say. Okay, so climate control AC comes with a TV down here. This is all really nice and tight. Aftermarket pedals. Oh, so cool. Yeah, it's a cool car. I really like what they did with these bride seat. This bucket seat kind of sucks. if this were my car, I would change it out. I don't like full bucket seats for a street car because it's annoying to get in and out of. You can't move it back and forward, and I'm very picky about how much back and forward I want my car seat to be. And you can adjust it with these, but take a look. The bottom is so low and the front is so high, and then this is a seat that's very, very long, more so than I've seen any other full bucket seat. That's weird. And so it's quite uncomfortable to sit in, actually. It doesn't look like also you can easily adjust it. Like this one here is at its highest point. If you were to put it into these ones, you would lower the bum of the seat down. You need the opposite of that. This one here, I don't see any other screw holes in here so that you can lower the front down. Strange. So this part here typically wears out, and so they put on this bride protector, another one on the other side. Usually don't need that one. And then they often have them up here as well, but none on this one. This piece comes off, and wow, that's magic. And then a bride seat for the passenger in good condition. These ones are an easier to street type of seat, but I find these ones sag after heavy use. This one's not that bad, it is a tiny bit. Okay, dashboard has no deformations, which is rare for a JZX90. Has a tassel. It's like a good luck charm. And a wide view mirror. Headliner's in good shape. And let's have a quick look at the trunk, because the trunk of these are fantastic and big. These are one of the best cars that you can buy of all time. I said that about the RX-7 up there too. Man, 90s cars were so good. Okay, so nice and clean in here. Pop this up, and there is cardboard. I don't know what that's about, but no rust in here. You can see the original color was white. And so I think with this one, at the price that we got it at, no complaints at all. I would be a little bit afraid of a car that's modified this much, because it can be a little bit of a pain to get a modified car in terms of picking it up where the other person left off and making it your own car. But no complaints, good condition, much better condition than I was expecting, and so happy about that. I'm gonna go to the rear so the man that's walking by doesn't have to be on camera. Surprise, you're a YouTube star. Okay, there we go. Alright, end of the video here. If you have any questions, let me know. Otherwise, thank you so much for watching, and have a nice day.